Good day, podcast community. Pete Kane here, Podcast Pete and certified high performance coach. Marketing matters. Why does it matter? You hear marketing, you don't need any marketing. Well, here's what I want you to think about. Marketing is creating demand. And if you don't create demand for whatever you do, you don't have a business, you have a hobby. So leads, demand is critical. In my days of digital marketing, I would always see people, not always, but quite frequently, spending all this money on a website and doing this and spending money on everything but creating demand. If you do not ask people to spend money, you don't have demand. Your friends will tell you, yeah, that's a great idea. But then when you ask them, would you be willing to invest in it? Then that's where the dancing starts. They start saying, yeah, for other people, but not myself. Okay, you don't have a demand. You have to have people give you money. That's when you know you have a valid service, when people are willing to spend money. And you can't just have one person. Before you spend money, go out there and see if your idea creates demand. You don't have to have a fancy website. You don't have to spend tens of thousands of dollars on Google ads. All this stuff generating cold traffic, which the first question they're going to ask you is how much? But if you have warm referrals and you've developed that strategy, the person that refers you to them, their credibility's on the line, their reputation's on the line. So people aren't going to ask you, hey, how much? They're going to say, oh, Pete referred you? Okay, great. And then it's going to be, well, how can I help you? And it's not going to be, what's your price? Because Pete wouldn't refer that person unless the person had legitimate services that delivered value, because my reputation's on the line. I wrote a book, Reputation Matters, and it does. And it even matters more today than it did, because most are focusing on the local. I say that's the 20% of your opportunity. Now, 80-20 is always out there. So if you're focusing only on the 20%, which is local, where is the opportunity? Well, it's in global, and it's the 80%. Those are the people who don't know you. Yeah, people in your local market, they know you. But people halfway around the world do not. And they are going to check you out to see if you're legit. And it takes 7 hours, 11 buying signals, and 4 platforms. Daniel Priestley made it famous. He says 7, 11, 4. To be a person of influence online, you got to take people through a journey of know, like, and trust. And if they do not go through that journey, you're not going to do business with people that don't know you. So when you're focusing on your marketing, look at the 80%. The world is global. The world changed. And you have to change too. You need a strategy. So you don't have to be everywhere. You just have to be somewhere. And where's somewhere? Online. Search me. Pete Kane, Kane, and then put the word podcast, because I've done quite a few, probably 500. I dominate the first 5 pages of Google. How do you do that? You create content. You give people an opportunity to get to know, like, and trust you. So people that don't know me local can go on there and check out, and they can go on a journey. What is content? Podcasting, videos, book, workshop, webinar, plain video. Things that you're creating are content, can be digital. We have a magazine. It can be anything that people can be interested in to get to know you. Because here's the thing I want you to take home. Everybody has like a relationship wheel. Think of life that 150 people that like, and trust. In that 150 people, you recognize them, you're familiar with them, what they say resonates with you. The rest, right over the head. Because if the brain didn't have this set up, and I know about brain injuries, and I'm sensitive to it because you have to realize that we have between 12 and 60,000, I think 16,000 thoughts that go through our head every day. And if we didn't have a filter that would filter out stuff, our brains would explode. But it protects us to the point, once you break through that 150, people notice you. It's kind of like you buy a Tesla. Now you see Teslas all over the place. They are over the place. But you see them more. You buy a Cybertruck. You see Cybertrucks all over the place. It's your brain being familiar with something. And people have to be familiar with you. They have to get to know you, like you, and trust you online to do business with you. So, as you're focusing on your marketing, don't forget about the 80% that don't know you. Don't forget about the 80% that don't know you. Take them on a journey. Put content out there. That's why we create podcasts for clients. We create it because in my 3.5, 4 years, you see patterns. People will start and they stop. And I say, why just stop? I had so much going on, I couldn't continue. It doesn't do you any good. You have to be consistent. But if you're stuck in the weeds, doing your editing and all the stuff that it takes, you're not going to move forward. You got to stay in your genius zone. For me, podcast, courses, and high performance coaching. Those three. I don't edit except when I'm on the porch making phone calls, and in between phone calls and doing a little fun creating, because we're born to create. And if we keep creating, it fills us up. What happens to people is we move to the consumption. We move to watching 4 hours of TV. We move to scrolling social media 2 hours. We spend an hour on TikTok and we go, what the heck did I just do? Well, I watched enough cat videos to entertain myself, but did it move you forward? Did it create inside of you? We're born to create. We're not born to consume other people's lives. So that's why we create a podcast for our clients. Matter of fact, we collaborate with them so I can hold them by the hand, get them started, get it going, get momentum, and get a system set up to where you just do what you're gifted to do. When you're born to create and you stay in your genius zone, that's a beautiful thing. Because when we look at the high performance habits, and I think I'll put it up here. Yes, I will. Okay, here we go. The high performance habits are clarity, energy, courage, productivity, and influence. Those are the 5. So when you're clear, it absolutely generates more energy. Because a clear person that has clarity in their life, they're not distracted by every shining object. They're not distracted by 4 hours of TV. They're not distracted by an hour of TikTok videos. They're focused on what they are doing, building, creating their life. So when you look at clarity, good focused clarity creates energy. Energy, courage. Courage, increased productivity. I actually have, here it is right here, 3 5-hour days in one. You can't see it, but I break my day into 5-hour increments. So I have 5 things I do in each 5 hours. So that helps me to have 21 days in every week. Where everybody's working on 7 days, I'm working on 21. That's why I have 9 courses. That's why I do what I love, which is podcasting, creating courses, and high performance coaching. That's why we create podcasts. That's why we collaborate with people. So they will have a long-term plan, a strategy to create content, to make courses. So when the 80% that don't know you go on to check you out, like you can check me out, pages and pages of content. And we have just started. That's possible with you. That's possible because I'm going to give you a course. See this course right here? This is Brendan Bouchard. He wrote the book, High Performance Habits. He certified me as a high performance coach. I'm part of Growth Day, which is a personal development, personal growth community. Every day I get coached by Brendan. Every day I get coached by another qualified coach, counselor, whatever you want to call them. They're good. They're real good. So I start the day with a daily fire. I start the day knowing what I want to accomplish. I start the day with a framework from the best coach in the world. And that's what we provide for our community. So when you're looking to get clear, let's see, yes, you can book a clarity session. So go to pkane.me/clarity. You're not sure where you're going, you don't have a strategy, get clear. Book a 15-minute session with us so I can understand where you're going or where you're thinking about going and help you with a strategy to move faster. Because the world's changing. The world is changing. The session 2 of clarity is identifying your strengths and gaps in clarity, adopting a high performance perspective, and clarity is the pillar of high performance. So you get clear on where you're going, you'll get there. Just never quit. Never quit. Just get better every day. Better every day. Now you can go to this QR code and let me see if I can put this up. Yes, there we go. All right. So I want to give you, hold on here. Yes, here we go. Okay. So I want to give you a gift of learning. 12-session high performance habit mastery course. It's yours. It's my $300 gift to you. $300. Use the word gift. Go to pkane.me/connect or scan the QR code right up here in the corner, and you can have access to the High Performance Habits Mastery course. 12 sessions. Once you go through the 5 high performance habits of clarity, energy, courage, productivity, and influence, then you get into the mastery part of it. Psychology mastery, physiology mastery, persuasion mastery, purpose mastery, and productivity mastery. Each one designed to give you the tools you need to be a high performer. And if you've never experienced it, start the journey with us. Start the journey, because once you get to influence in the 6th session, it's going to invite you to a live group coaching experience. Live with 10 business leaders who understand being a key person of influence, want to grow their business online. 5 youth and 5 veterans. 20 people go on a 12-week transformation. We do it for free for you. So you'll start the journey, experience high performance habits, experience clarity, energy, courage, productivity, and influence. The future is bright with the strategy and with high performance habits. So when you look at your marketing, don't just look at the local. That's your 20%, the people that know you. Look at the people that don't know you yet. That's your 80% opportunity. Because the world is your oyster. Together, we're better with you recognizing the opportunity of the future. Play the long game. Build your key person of influence online. Create content. Partner with us. Collaborate with us. Be a guest on my podcast. Just go to pkane.me and schedule a time to be on my podcast so I can introduce you to our community. We have 3 podcasts coming up, 9, 10, and 11. We have at 9, we have a coach, Kay Wallace. 10, we have a author who helps people write books. And 11, we have Clarity, who has her book, getting ready to get launched, is in my Rotary, serves youth, helps people with their journey. And the journey of our youth is our future. The future looks bright if we invest in our youth. We do. We do with our course. So, here we go. One final thing. Generate leads, create cash flow, and build a thriving community. Focus on your demand. Demand is the number one focus. Your leads is your demand. You want your demand to be far greater than your supply. That gives you the cash flow you need to build a thriving community. So together we're better. Go ahead and go to Connect, get our course. And then if you're not sure about where your future is, what your strategy is, book a clarity session with us. Let me see if I can put this up here. Yes, I know I can. I know I can. I know I can. Here we go. I know it's a little annoying. Okay. So that QR code right now is clarity session. So book a clarity session. Go to pkane.me/clarity or scan the QR code in the upper right-hand corner. I think it may be left-hand if you're looking at it. So, hey, I love it. Here we go. There we go. Right there. So, as I wind down, every Tuesday, I'm going to give you marketing tips. Every Monday, motivation. And then the week is yours. Get your marketing, get your motivation, and have the most awesome week. Because together we're better. And be bold, make an impact, and have fun.